Every time I grab my phone, it's like the world around me disappears, and I'm sucked into a new reality. Time works differently there. Minutes turn to hours, days blur together, and the worst part is, while I'm trapped inside, the real world keeps moving without me. And in true capitalist fashion, the cure comes with a price tag. Introducing the Light Phone 3. It calls, texts, and gets you lost slightly faster than Google Maps, all for the bargain price of $7.99. Finally, you can pay iPhone money to live like it's 2005. So of course, I bought it. And for the next 24 hours, I'll be putting it to the test to see if I'll actually be more present. Unboxing the Light Phone 3 felt different. Not luxurious like the iPhone, but not cheap like a burner. More like opening military rations. Sleek, sturdy, and just enough to keep you alive. Inside the box, you get a charger and a SIM remover tool. Just the essentials because minimalism, which is just another fancy way of saying that you're paying more to get less. The phone itself actually feels really good in the hands. Industrial almost, like it could survive a drop or a bar fight.
Surprise me.
This was probably the fastest phone setup I've ever done. It took about 10 minutes, which is longer than I last in bed, so that's really saying something. Now I just have to set my alarm, and tomorrow will be my first day using it. Using this phone as my only alarm is going to be interesting because I'm a pretty deep sleeper and I'm kind of worried it's... The sound of this alarm makes me want to hit a hookah and then pass out, not leap out of bed and seize the day. Good morning, everyone. Normally on a day like today, I'd start off by watching a few dozen reels and then having an existential crisis. But today, I skipped the warm-up and went straight to the crisis. So naturally, the cure for an existential crisis is distraction. Starting with a morning routine. Now, I'd love to tell you that I'm out here doing some Navy SEAL Hell Week type shit, but the truth is, I'm a creature of comfort. So that means no cold showers, no David Goggins 12-mile type runs, because for some reason, I think crippling myself first thing in the morning doesn't make me more of a man. So I just follow 5 simple steps that usually sets up my day pretty well. Brushing my teeth, showering, eating breakfast, and then sitting on the porcelain throne. Normally while I'm sitting here, I'll watch a couple or dozen YouTube videos until my legs go numb, which is still a better performance than what I give in bed. But without my phone, it's just me, my thoughts, and the tiles to keep me company. A truly intimate experience. And since enlightenment clearly didn't happen in the bathroom, I moved on to folding laundry and cleaning my room, which was very Jordan Peterson of me. So far, the Light Phone has been very successful at turning me into a 1950s housewife, which I guess technically isn't a bad thing because I haven't been home in over a month, so I have a huge load to take care of, literally. Now, normally while I'm waiting for my laundry to finish, I just sit on my phone, but since I can't do that, I gotta find something else to do with my time. So instead of wasting it, I spent most of it working, planning YouTube videos, and brainstorming ideas. What normally takes me 3 hours took about 1. I'm starting to realize that I am way more effective when I have fewer distractions. Typically what will happen when I'm trying to work is I'll receive a text and then I'll get distracted. So by the time I'm done responding to the text, which is really only a 2-minute task, I've wasted like 40 minutes. But now that I'm done work, it's time to test my endurance. I'm not black, so it's not gonna be very long. As I ran, I couldn't help but feel something strange. For once, my brain actually felt quiet, like I could hear my own thoughts again, which is exactly as terrifying as it sounds. Every step was a reminder that silence is only peaceful until you realize you've been replaying the same middle school memory for 2 miles straight. It's my middle school. I remember back then, I was like hopelessly in love with this girl, and she didn't like me back. That rejection is what actually started my whole self-development / working out arc. And the funny thing is, I did eventually get the girl, but I was miserable in the relationship. So I guess the thing that I learned is that what's true will always remain. And even though the relationship didn't work out, I still ended up on top, literally and figuratively. I'm so out of shape. On the bright side, I just received my first text of the day, which is probably a tragic reflection of my social life, but nonetheless, I'm going out tonight. And because this camera has a high chance of being lost or stolen, everything you're about to see is going to be shot on the light phone. So while other people are flexing their cars and watches, I'll be flexing this. At 5'7", I'm not exactly the tallest, or the handsomest, or even the strongest. So I wasn't exactly drowning in options before, but now I'm just speedrunning celibacy. With my iPhone left behind, I had nothing to distract myself with. For once, I had to actually talk to people, like start new conversations just to keep myself occupied. And nothing feels that better than some liquid courage, which meant I got way more intoxicated than I planned. I don't even remember recording half of this footage. And at some point, I ended up in some random guy's apartment. Thankfully, it wasn't the bed, but honestly, the whole night without distractions was kinda great. Just talking, existing, being present, like cavemen. If cavemen had McDonald's. So after 24 hours with a light phone, here is my conclusion. Yes, it has made me more present, but it also came with a bunch of inconveniences that I didn't even know about until now. Like, there is no QR code scanner or two-factor authentication. The first one is just kind of annoying, but the second one means without my iPhone, I literally can't get into my email. I'm currently locked out of my account because the light phone doesn't have the app to unlock this, which makes me very present, but also very unemployed. Still, despite these drawbacks, I actually strangely enjoyed using this phone. Like, there is a certain charm that I can't really explain. I like the way it makes me slow down and become very intentional when I'm using it. So for now, I'll keep this as my daily driver because at the end of the day, there is nothing more valuable than your time and attention.